What's up, everyone? It's Jerry Majors here with Academy Dog Training, Green Bay, Wisconsin, and we're live dog training Q&A, episode 164. We're here to answer any questions, and with some fun tonight. I promise I won't talk about nothing. I promise I'll talk more about dog behavior other than my but we'll get into that because it's cool getting all these who want to train their puppies right now, because it's just fresh on the brain, and at the moment I'm training my own puppy, so it's fresh. The knowledge is at the forefront of my brain, and I'm actually learning a lot in regard to my puppy as well. I had my first puppy play date, and I learned that Tina, my puppy, she's 10 weeks now. She's a little dominant, little sass boy. She played with this sheepdog poodle mix and was just being a bully, basically, man. I was like, what is going on, man? You gotta chill out. I had to give the poodle mix break, because she was just trying to kind of dominate, basically. I'm like, man, you got to slow down. Anyway, we're live on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. This is Dog Behavior Q, episode 164. Ask as many questions as you like. Your questions will help other people who are struggling with the same issue. So no question is a question. And again, know that your questions will help out others watching. All right. So we might as well get started. Okay, Michelle says, "Hey Jeremy, hope all is well. Brody is getting muddy when he gets riled up, playing zoom retrieving the ball. He wants to put hands and arms in his mouth, or he'll bark. Stop, play, say, make him go to his place, but I can't figure out why this is ramping up. Then it's a bummer, because we were having fun. Then it all has to stop. What do you think?" Well, I would say you have to dumb down your animated play towards him. If your sort of playfulness gets him too playful, then dumb down your own playfulness and sort of to abbreviate it. Stand there and wait until he's calm. You can obviously tell him to stop barking that, but let him know that when you want play to be done or not as excited, then you have to become the same way. You have to become less exciting and more stoic, so that dog can sort of mirror your behavior. Then once he kind of knows once he's a little bit more, that gets him back to the fun or gets him what he wants, basically, then they'll start to understand. But obviously, give him a code or a consequence for mouthing, for he's just being a little rebellious. That's all it sounds like. But when you want play to be done, and he's taking it too far, let him that he's taking it too far. That's all. All right. Hope all is well. Okie doke. Let's see, where are we at? I'm sure I got Facebook on here. Let's get it live. Happy Wednesday. I gotta go help my brother move tomorrow, which is why I can't do the show. I usually do the show on Thursday, but tomorrow I have to help my brother move, and so today's gonna be the day. Echo says, "What's the best way to stop puppy from jumping on people and kids also mouthing?" Get the dog to learn how to control their impulse. And so also the best way to do that in my opinion is to the dog drag up and kind of walk around, follow the dog. Depends on the age of your puppy. It is a real sort of thing, because puppies they play with their mouth. They learn with their mouth. They're gathering information. So it's just what they do. And you don't want to be too hard on the puppy trying to stop something that's so innate in a puppy. So until it gets a little bit more older, maybe a little bit more mature, we'll just have to manage it until they really can learn what no is. The problem is you don't want to be too hard on a puppy to because you don't want to make them shy, and you don't want them to be fearful of being themselves. So keep those things in mind. But what I'm doing with my puppy at the moment is on the dog to drag a leash, and when the dog's a little bit too up, then I will grab the leash and give a break, or I will just that I'll grab the leash, get a break. But I want to make sure my puppy knows when I say no that it actually can receive that information. But the other thing to consider that I was just telling someone today is that when it comes to older dogs or mature dogs or mother of a puppy, they have no problem telling the dog no right from the get-go. They're not worried about the after effects of telling the dog no. And sometimes it can get ugly. It can get mother or an older dog can get ugly with a puppy, right? And that's not wrong. That's just teaching. But the mother's not worried about the dog having some sort of long-lasting effect or whatever it may be. So keep in mind as well. I'd have to know your dog to tell you exactly what to do on that. Keep that in mind. Older dogs and mother dogs, they wait for the dog to mature to tell them no. They tell them no when behavior is inappropriate right from the get-go. It doesn't matter to them if it's detrimental to the puppy at all. You know what I'm saying? Jeff says, speaking of your dominant female puppy, do you find that dominant behavior in multiple dog household is more of a problem with females? I've always had and added my first female last year, which was like a complete disaster. Then up rehoming the female. I would agree with that. Hi, Jeremy. I think that's your name, J. Rim Blake. How's it going, buddy? Yeah. So dogs out of all packs, out of all the combinations, there can be male, female. The ones that get the calls the most that are dominant or that are fighting are female. The next one is male, and the last one's to fight are female. But maybe you just had the wrong temperament of a female. Like you can have opposite temperaments within a gender that will get along with each other, as long as two females aren't dominant, just like as long as two male dominant, just like a female dominant dog and a male dominant dog will not get along. So it just depends on their temperament. So my female is dominant, and I wanted that because it's going to be good for what I want the dog to be for. I want the dog to be sort of an office nose dog, and they're very so okay being assertive, and I want to guide that assertion or assertive behavior in order to best serve working dogs. So dogs are more likely than you want them to be dominant, and so the puppy that she played with today was also dominant. He was just a little bit I would say, I don't know, overwhelmed by my puppy's energy. So them two didn't get along. That was kind of interesting to observe, guys. That two dominant behaviors as young as 10 weeks old, they still didn't get along. So it kind of reiterates for me how important matching your dog's temperament with another dog it's important. All dogs should respect other dogs, right? But at the same time, if you're adding another dog to your home, make sure that you're taking your dog's temp into account. Are they dominant? If they are, then you want to get a dog who is as dominant. Sure that they can get along very well. And vice versa, if you have a submissive dog, then you can maybe be getting that assertive dog. All right. 3 dogs. Mother is a Yorkie. 12. 2 of the daughters, Yorkie and Lhasa. They all get them. Okay, Susan says, my 15-month-old German Shepherd dog was spayed a week ago today. The day following the surgery, she began to symptoms of false pregnancy, digging against pillows, couches, and carrying around stuffed toys, and whine. Now today, she's been a jerk to our 7-year-old GSD. Is this hormones that will eventually settle down, or did this literally change my dog? Is something you've of before? Yeah, I mean, I've heard of, you may have just got surgery done right in time before a cycle's coming. That's sort of my best guess. I'm definitely not knowledgeable about that. I have heard of behavior change, but I know for dogs, it takes about a month for things to settle and change. So maybe give it some time. Thank you for your question. Free to ask another. You guys too. That everyone, all of you guys, feel free to ask multiple questions. You're not just subject to one. Let's have a conversation. We can talk about anything. If no one is asking questions, feel like you want to ask another, feel free. Well, let's have a conversation. I really want to somehow I'll come up with a system where people call in and you can hear people and conversations with that I have phone. It's one of my favorite things to do, and I think it's so valuable for people to hear that because so many people can relate to just some of the information that I get from the owners. Nope, she was only months after her last seat. Okay, I got you. Yeah, so I'm not sure. On that. Okay, let's make sure we got all these answered. All right. Melissa says, is there a way to train a dog not to have anxiety kennel? If not, is there things you can do with them if they have to be during short durations? Yeah, so basically you want the dog to become calm in the crate. That takes what I tell many people is non-negotiable obedience. So you want your dog to be able to take your word for it, and that word trump their own anxiety. And so right now, the anxiety blocks any sort of dialogue that you with your dog. Got to be reversed. When you say something to your dog while in the kennel, the dog must do it. Okay. This is how you're going to teach your dog to become calm, quiet in the crate and not have anxiety. You can also start to just put in the crate for a short amount of time every single day after a nice long walk or after a nice long it doesn't have to be long, but after some playtime or after some day. This is how you can get your dog to really appreciate being kenneled, because it's sort of like a baby's crib. They can relax, and they kind of have to relax, and you get them to realize that they're tired in the first place. So again, some rules that you want to follow in the crate: no barking, no standing up for long periods of time, and obviously no whine, no scratching, and any of that. Get the dog to sit whenever that's happening, and then walk away once it sits. Do not walk away before it does give something it wants. So those are a little bit of things that you can do as far as getting your dog to relax in the crate. I would. I could go in deeper all the time, anytime about one specific area, but I won't today because I can talk a lot. Okay, but thanks for your question, and feel free to ask. All right, so let's see what else we got. It was only 2 months after her life. Man, Facebook is behind. That's because if I say something, I can cut it off before it gets to the live feed. Okay, next question. Sarah says, thank you so much for being a huge positive resource for owners and dogs alike. You can tell this is your passion, just your job. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Let's see about a question here. Okay, Jeremy, whining dog when they see another dog, looking for techniques. Been using prong, remote, slip, bonker, tap, 70% fixed. What a headache. Howling, whining, starting to seize up, but uphill battle. So if you've used all techniques, then you have to give enough time within the techniques. That's it. Time is the biggest factor. Technique is the next factor. If you have time and no technique, then things will get better at such a slower rate. If you have technique, no time, then you can cause make it a little worse. So you'll need technique. The best combination is technique and allow the time. The dog is fighting itself right now, and so when it sees another dog, it's probably expects a lot of pressure. So on some level, what you have to do is teach the dog to not expect so much guidance, because I think a lot of dogs fall into giving the dog so many rules that it does add stress to the dog. And being able to recognize when that's happening is takes a little bit of experience, but learning how to allow the freedom to make more choices can help with breakthroughs. So that's a difficult. That was a question from a dog trainer, so that's sort of a more of a complex situation that the average dog owner may not be privy to, but it definitely happens when you see some dogs that get more frustrated if there are owners that call me and say, oh, the prong collar or the electron collar make dog even more aggressive. And that's what that's talking about, is the dog expecting so much pressure, having so many rules for the dog, too many rules for the dog. But that's okay, because you don't necessarily the opposite for people who aren't initiated is to allow the dog to have too much freedom, and too much freedom can also be very damaging as well. So finding that sweet spot of allowing the dog to say, man, you want to go over there, so you want to go dress that dog so bad, okay, go ahead. And you find that dog doesn't want to go over there anyway. Okay. Bill says, is there a way for my kid to react / teach our 5-year-old to stop? Yes, that's hey, I'm going through the same thing, man, so this is awesome. But basically I'm teaching my son is to push the dog away, man. My puppy is very okay with receiving back adversive pressure. I would say he does respond really well to my son when I tell him, you have to stand up to yourself. You have to move into the dog. You have to push the dog. I don't care how that sounds or what that looks like. Like the dog is comfortable doing to you. The simplest way for a young person to gain respect from a young puppy is do the same thing sort of back. And so that's kind of what I'm teaching my young boy. When the pup, and also I'm there too. Now I do think that my dog, especially your dog being 5 months, can learn what no means. As far as when it starts to bite, because I have been very close when my dog starts to my son, and when I do that, or when she starts to mouth, I will grab the leash or grab her. I will reprimand her. I'll put her in a sit. I'll tell her no. I'll scold her. Whereas where she doesn't necessarily, she starts to be conscious of where I'm, and she kind of starts to be aware of my presence. And so that's what I would do. I would stick closely to the puppy. Start telling puppy no. And getting the dog to respect your word, no, and you'll start to see the dog will, my puppy will get excited around Reggie, but she does not bite as much as she once did, given that she's only 10 weeks. So it brings up a good point. My puppy at 10 weeks, I think, in so many ways has the cognitive ability of an adult dog. I usually work with dogs between the ages of 10 months and 3 years. That's like the average, right? And so I am very, very familiar with that range of, is this dog able to get what I'm teaching it? So when I see that puppy, I'm not afraid then to sort of teach my dog certain things that I know it can handle. Obviously, again, it's a puppy, but at the same time, what I just said earlier, older dogs and mom dogs don't care about what age you are, age the puppy is. If you bite too hard, you will get aggression. Period. They don't care about the after effects. They just are concerned with how the puppy biting them made them feel, and they react to it. Keep that in mind. What's up, man? I appreciate that. Yeah. So keep that in mind. Okay. Ann says how I de-escalate my dog when on a walk and going with other dogs, bicycle, etc. He has his one jump on the walk, but I know what to do when he's human and dog are on the walk. 2-year-old short terrier rescue. I've had him almost 2 months. Okay, so all right. You got a terrier mix. I've only had him for 2 months. And he seems to be aggressive on human and dog on walks. So first of all, let's just cut to the chase. Obviously, you need some tools to get the dog to be able to respond to you. The dog doesn't have the ability at the moment to take your word as something they need to do before he feels he needs to do what he feels he needs to do. So when he sees a dog, he's like, I'm not listening to you. I don't care about what you say. I'm just doing what you do. And you want to start reading him. So you have certain tools. And the tools that I recommend, I think that you should probably consult a professional. Use those tools. Just because you want to make sure you're going to use them right. And those tools are a prong collar, a doggy don't, and an electronic collar. 3 very good tools to use. But you want to make sure again you're using them right. 2 months means to me that the dog is a little unfamiliar with you. And remember this. So the dog's displaying that behavior on the walk, but make sure his behavior in the house is on point. Now, I don't mean that dog, if the dog is aggressive or not in the house. That's not what I'm talking. I'm talking about how many decisions does he get to make inside the house. You will have to be more tough on him inside the house to get a better result outside the house. You really want him to listen to you outside the house. So inside the house, he needs to listen to you better. It's just going to help out. So we always have to take into consideration the whole every interaction you have with that dog. How well does he listen to you? Does he jump on you for attention? Does he bark inside the house? Does he not come when he's does he sleep on the couch, on the bed? Certain things you can start to become aware of and tighten up inside the house, where again he starts to say, well, when my owner says something, I actually do have mind, and so really about those things as well. It's very rare, and I don't know any dog that is aggressive in one area that is perfect in the other. So evaluate where the dog is not perfect. Capitalize on that. Try and make those imperfect areas perfect. And again, you'll start to have a better dialogue with dog when it really matters. How's the dog's behavior in the car? How's the dog's behavior on inside the crate when guests come over? Just in general. So tighten up when it comes to rescuing a dog that you don't know. So say older dogs, not especially older dogs, just dogs in general. You want to start with very basic, putting a dog in a boundary box. And as they become calm, that box can start to get wider and wider and wider. As opposed to having no box, all freedom, and dogs start to make all these choices, some bad, some innately good, or some not so bad. And then you're going to be working backwards and have to put the dog in the box, which is harder. So start off in the box, and you start off with that dog saying, well, dang, from day one, from the jump, they told me what to do, and to do it. I don't have a choice. Then again, you have a much easier time you can get to widening that box a lot quicker. All right. Thank you for your question. Feel free to ask another. Okay, we are live on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. Audio is faulty and skip the suit. Hey, that's not very nice. Jerk. That dude jerk, man. He's always coming on my channel and making some negative comment. All right. Next question. Let's see. Our German Shepherd is terrible about getting nails cut and groom him otherwise, but when it comes time to do his nails, he pulls his paws away and tries to get up. How can I get him to be still? Okay, so the best way, well, not the best way. I wouldn't say of my advice is the best way. There's always going to be better ways. Next year when you talk to me, I'll come up with a better way. But a good way of getting a dog to sort of surrender to nail cutting is to make sure that the dog can't get away. So put a leash on the dog, tie the leash to a fence post or a door or something, just like a groomer would. Groomer ties up dogs, and so they can't get. So they eventually just succumb to it situation, and they get comfortable with the nail cutting. And so that's what you have to do. His attempt to get away, it's got to exhaust it and learn that it's still happen no matter what. Eventually, he will stop trying to get away. Okay. Thank you for your. Feel free to ask another. Okay. Let's see what else we got. All right. Sarah says use an e-collar for things like recall and training to that, but then also for correction of bad behavior. Does that confuse the dog? Or is it more just, hey, look for further direction in neutral and negative situations? That's a great question. Great question. So I'm going to begin because there's a lot of people out there that are scared to use the e-collar or have used the e-collar wrong. All right, I'm going to read the question again. How do you use the e-collar for things like recall and train to that, but then also for correction and bad behavior? Does that confuse the dog? Or is it more just a, hey, look to me for further direction in neutral and next situation? Man, just the fact you were able to come up with a question like that means that you are very you've done very good thinking. It's a very smart question. Okay, so and your answer is e-collar is there only proof what the dog already knows. Good or bad doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. When you say something and the dog doesn't do it, the e-collar is a way to get the dog to what you have to say for sure. What the e-collar is for. So don't worry about confusing the dog because the dog needs to listen to you. It's not about the e-collar. The e-collar is vitamin. It's a supplement, but it's not the answer. It's part of it. And so our goal with any sort of tool is to wean the dog off of it once it has a clear understanding of what you want. And don't worry about confusion. The dog needs to listen to you. Okay. Great question, man. Damn. Okay, let's see. What else? Door charging, Whitney says, hasn't stopped, but will stay in or go to bed and wait any other time. So practice with it when you when the dog isn't and you're home. When the dog's on this place and you're home, just opening up the door, practice this knocking on the door, practice ringing the doorbell, and the dog decides to get up any as far as your consequence when it comes to doing that, when it's to getting not listening to your word stay, and then you'll start to see that dog will go there if you've done it enough. So for the next 100 times, just practice this with yourself. It'd be a good way. All right. Thank you for your question, and feel free to ask another. Okay, those of you who just joined, feel free to ask as many questions as you like. This is Dog Behavior Q&A, episode 164, and we are live on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. I know there's probably somebody out there who didn't know that I got a new puppy, so I'm gonna. I got a new puppy, and I'm looking for somewhere where the dog can go swim. Because I feel like I need the dog. Wait, the dog is 10 weeks, and I wanted the dog swimming, but I don't wait until winter time or in spring to get the dog into the water. It's a golden retriever. It has a nice thick coat, and it's to be able to one day maybe retrieve birds in cold water. So I'm looking for a place. I may have to go. I don't know where the heck I'm gonna go. But anywho, she had her first little pheasant track today. I got a wing and dragged it through the grass, and boy did she pick on it very nice. I wish I could get on video for you guys. I'm just very excited to have a dog. I think pheasant hunting, in my opinion, really takes the cake when it comes to working a dog at the most natural instinct level. I've done a lot of different working dog sports, and pheasant hunting seems to be the most intriguing to me, because the dog is on the constant search, and then when it finds it has another job to do, and then when the dog when it is down, it also has another it also has another job to do to go retrieve, right? And then it can do that for hours on end. I've watched so many upland hunting videos lately. It's been awesome. So, can't believe you got a puppy. I did. I'm so happy, man. So happy. We'll definitely be posting up videos of little Tina, little Valentinenko. That's what I would call her. Okay, so I did hear of something that I do want to bring up. Oh wait, my daughter's dog has to be sedated for nail trim. The dog is a chocolate lab and is extremely fearful of nails trim. Is this a common fear? It is a common fear. Apparently it is. Maybe the dog's temperament, and given the fact that maybe I don't know. Some people wait too long to get the dog's nails trimmed, or don't do it as often as they should. I can tell you right now that dog does not like its paws touched, and we have done no nail trimming. We'll have to soon, but my dog does not like puppy does not like her paws touched at the moment. So we'll work through that. She's assertive, but she's also because she's so assertive, she's controlling, and if she's in control, she doesn't like it. She tries to get back in control. That's an underlying fear. That's an underlying insecurity in my mind, and I'm gonna have to work my dog through stuff, man. That's who she is. So I'm recognizing that already at 10 weeks, and I'm feeling. I'm pretty confident I've got a good diagnosis of who she's going to be at such a young age. So, you forget after not having a puppy for so long, you forget how much information that you can actually obtain. And yes, dogs do change as they get older, but we'll see. We'll see. There's a place in Appleton for dog to swim. I'm going there. Like tomorrow. Let's do it. Swim Dog Wellness Center in Appleton. Yes, I am there. Have you tried the Dremel? The Dremel at the moment is the only thing I'll use. With all dogs, I use the Dremel because I get kind of scared when it comes to the whole thing. You know what I mean? I don't want the dog bleed. So I'll use the Dremel. It's just kind of go. You know what I mean? I'm going there. Sounds awesome. Any tips for a dog that is fine with cats until they react? Yes. Teach the dog to learn to control that impulse once the dog reacts. Keep them on leash. Hey guys, a lot of problems could be solved if you just attach the leash to a dog, and for a week when it's in your house, attach a leash to the dog. Taken, and that means reactive to humans, reactive to cats, reactive to dogs, to squirrels, reactive to children, reactive to whatever, the TV. It doesn't matter. Your dog is doing something that's not necessary. Put a leash on the dog. Take control of it. Okay. What else we got? Oh, okay. Here's another good point. I'm gonna be talking about a puppy again. Here's another good point. when it comes to socialization. So I did up a post about whoever had puppies that were around my age, and I wanted to set up a puppy play date. I regret doing that because, man, there were so many people that had puppies. Holy smokes! Oh my God! I did not think that I have that sort of response. I thought probably get 2 or 3 people that said, hey, you want to get together and let's have some puppy socialization. But this groomer out in Hortonville, the company is named Room. He also is a breeder Australian Shepherds. I've known her now for about 3 years. She brought up a good point. I want to share with you guys. When it comes to socializing your puppy, it's not necessarily about how many dogs they eat. It's about its quality over quantity. Okay. I came with a pretty good little whatever. So if your puppy meets 5 good social dogs, then it could be good socially with pretty much any dog. If the dog meets 5 good social dogs or let's say 4 good social dogs and 1 aggressive dog, then the dog probably have to meet 10 good dogs to become back to being as social as it would have been if it had not that 1 aggressive dog. So you kind of have to double the amount of dog that the dog experience, and one of those 10 dogs be the same breed as that attacked it. Because some dogs, after they've been attacked by a certain breed of dog or a certain size of dog, they become racist. I'll just leave it like that. So it's quality over quantity, and it comes with that comes with people as well. That dog that played with my puppy is already barking at people. Okay, so teaching people how to react to your dog or ignore your dog is very, very important. Let's teach our dog maybe be prone to insecure or maybe prone to protect German Shepherds, just any sort of herding dogs, maybe even working dogs. Let's teach the humans how to interact with them properly through your guidance, and also giving the puppy the choice to be interacted with or not. All right. Okay, we got a few new followers, or new people who've joined. Please ask questions, as many questions as you like. I can't bring up everything I know. Sometimes I have to be reminded of what I know, and that's just the truth of it. Pam says, "Do dogs have to get back? I have a boxer mix who hates water. She stays pretty clean. So is there a need to bathe her? I wipe down her paws if muddy, etc. Tries a full bath and it did not go well. So make sure the water is lukewarm, right? And make sure the dog can't away. And those 2 things probably solve the problem. If the water is cold, the dog's gonna be like, hell no. And if the dog is not tied up and the dog just to get away, then it'll just get away. But tie the dog, use lukewarm water, and you may be on your way. But yes, I would say bathe the dog. You should be able to bathe your dog. All right. All right. What else? I would suggest using a muzzle and work through. Also, start working on cradling your dog to get them to submit and start trusting. That's good. It's great advice. Okay, our vet always wants us to medicate. Hate it. Does fine with one in room, but they bring in 5, and if he's not medicated due to his eyes, he's a nightmare. I'm not sure what that means. You'll have to ask give me more details than that. I'm not sure what that means. Okay, in your opinion, how long is too long to ask to obey the stay command? And depends. On, well, for one, if they exercise, and 2, I don't think there is a limit. If a dog is a dog, yeah. If a dog is, it depends on the situation. So this is the first thing that comes to my mind. I'm having guests over. I tell the dog to go lay down on its bed, and it stays there. I want the dog to stay there till I'm ready for the dog to get up. And there's no time limit. The dog determines the time limit, or I determine the time limit, and the dog also, the dog's state of mind determines the time limit. If the dog is calm, then if it wants, it can get up. And if the dog, and if I see that the dog, then the dog can get up. So the dog has just got to be truly accepting a stay command, which means not on its toes, waiting for a treat, waiting to be released. That's not a dog that's ready. Really knows what stay means. It only stays and it has a time. And you want to work your dog through the anticipatory, impulsive, all right, I'm done. You're not going to give them out. That sort of mindset. So a dog who truly knows how to stay will stay until it falls asleep. That's a reliable way. So I appreciate that question, man. Feel free to ask another. Oh. Anybody out there who's listening? Anybody who's I need to join some like hunting groups. I don't want waterfowling. I'm not interested in that. I am interested in upland hunting, pheasant, grouse, things of that nature. And I'm also interested in blood tracking. So any of you guys ever done that? Please give me your experience. I want to hear it. Let's talk about it, man. Because I'm into it right now, at the moment. I just found out I'm left eye dominant, but right-handed. Like, dang it. I've been shooting right-handed for, I don't know, 7 years now. And I'm left eye dominant. I need to be shooting with my left. But I tried it last week. I'm in a sporting clay league. Tried shooting with my left hand, and it was terrible. It was bad. My father-in-law was like, maybe you shouldn't left-handed during league. I'm like, oh damn, he's right. I'm like, bear with me, man. Bear with me. I'm sticking to it. I was so dedicated. But I shot 14 of 50. And oh man, it was torturous. You know, because I am of the mindset that okay, this is going to work. I just got to get with it. But because I'm ambidextrous in a lot of different ways. I'm right-handed in general when it comes to the big things like writing, like punching. That's not a big thing. I used to do martial arts, so I apologize for that. But I don't know. In general, I am right-handed, but to eat with my left hand, I can bowl with my left hand, and sweep with my left hand, break with my left hand. I can do things with my left hand. I didn't think it'd be that much of a challenge, but it's turned to be so much of a challenge that I'm like, all right. I've more researched and found I don't have to necessarily switch hands to compensate for being cross dominant or dominant or whatever the hell they call it. So anyway, I didn't want to bore you with that. That had nothing to do with dogs. All right, guys, get your final questions in if you have any. Otherwise, I think we have ran out of questions. Yeah, that person didn't back to me about medicating dog. I wean dogs off of medication all the time. I've never seen a dog that I would say needs to be on medication after 3 weeks training with me. And I'm not saying that it doesn't help. That's not what I'm saying. Okay, because I'm sure it does, but I would err on the side of getting the dog to be trained before you make the dog take medication. You know. All right, you guys. Doesn't look like there's any more questions. I really appreciate you guys tuning in. Give me a thumbs up if you found anything of value. Please subscribe to my channel. Whatever you guys do. We'll be here next week, and we will be talking dogs. Please come with questions. Really appreciate you guys staying. Good night. We'll see you soon. Happy Halloween. Duh. What is the best way to avoid having a collar-wise dog when training with an e-collar? Are you located near VA? I'm not. Really appreciate the help. I'm located in Wisconsin. But as far as collar-wise, what you'll do is get the dog to really appreciate your verbal layer. And so start really press the button and using your words at the same time. Also check volume at which you're using the collar. If it's too high, the dog isn't going to listen to you if you're stuck at a too high such a level. So check the level and start going levels from where you are, or it depends on what collar you are having, but go a little lighter with the collar so the dog still feeling the stimulation at a lower level, but so then you using your words at the same time. They're all layers: your verbal command, your e-collar pressure, your leash pressure, your body pressure. All those things layers, and eventually you want to peel all of those layers off to where you're just using your voice. But all of them need to be used simultaneously so that you can get the dog to understand that your voice is the priority. Your voice is what you want the dog to listen to. Voice is what is going. If dog listens to voice, it's nothing else. But if the dog doesn't listen to your voice, the dog will get your voice and everything else or anything else, whichever just is effective in getting your dog to understand that. But so many people come to me with their dogs that are collar smart, and again, a way to avoid that is getting the dog to become respectful of your nonverbal way of or multiple ways of getting the same thing. So multiple layers helps you achieve that. For example, I'm teaching the dog to go to its bed. The e-collar is too much for them. I am going to then grab the leash, which is there. You use the leash as a layer. Use my voice again as the layer, and then go a little bit lower with the e-collar as all at the same time on your bed, getting the dog to understand that you're going to the bed. The e-collar is way there. If you don't respect the e-collar, you'll have to respect the leash pressure, my voice pressure, etc. So have all those layers, and then dog will say, I don't want these layers, these extra layers. I'll just take your word for it. That's it. Bottom line, dog must do. Period. All right. Hey man, thanks for coming by. I really appreciate the conversation, dude. Feel free to come in and let's have a conversation anytime. All right. Take care. God bless America.